Welcome to America Uncanceled. We're here at CPAC, and I'm here with Larry O'Connor.
And I'm really distracted. I'm usually, because you bring me in, and it's a very isolated studio experience, and I've got all these things to look at and people walking around, and it's very busy.
The best is when they're like kind of all chatting right near our wonderful CPAC booth. I got to tell you, Larry, you know, we've been doing multiple CPACs for quite some time. This one has been really different or dynamic. I'm trying to find the right word for it. What would you say?
I mean, listen, the theme is Fire Pelosi and Save America, right? And here we are, you know, we're 3 months away from Election Day, and people are so fired up, and they're so upbeat, and they're so positive. So it feels like at this CPAC, not only are they watching and they're listening and they're getting engaged with what's going on stage, but they're like taking what they hear and it's like they're ready to storm the barricades, right?
And you know what's really interesting is that speech after speech after speech, people are sitting, they're watching, they're engaged. People are watching online our programming, and they're getting it. They're getting it to the point that they're like, I want to absorb all this information. I'm so excited to get back into my community, and I'm going to figure out a way to get involved. And I think that that is really inspiring for me to watch these individuals do that, because I think for so long, and part of it I'm going to say was even COVID, you know, it was kind of depressing right after the 2020 election.
Because we felt out of control. We couldn't control our kids in our schools, for God's sake. We couldn't control how we could go into a store without wearing a mask and all that jazz.
You used to wear like 5 masks, I think, right?
Well, you know, you got to be overprotected.
Overprotected.
Yeah. In fact, Matt taught me how to really, really protect myself from monkeypox.
I heard about it. Yeah. No, that is so funny what Matt said.
So they always tell me, like Matt is always like, Larry, keep it clean, please don't, because I can get sort of PG-13, risque, double entendres. And then Matt,
on monkeypox,
he makes this joke about monkey. I can't say it, I get in trouble.
Well, you're not going to, you'll say it, I'm the wife, I can't say it.
Well, he said it, he's like, well, I wonder where they're going to tell us to put the max to protect us from monkeypox.
Bad stuff, I'll tell you. But, you know,
he makes the joke about, you know, a body part.
Well, I think people are just so exhausted with being told what to do by the government. And I think when getting through the lockdowns, now we're on the other side of things, but then we kind of woke up all of a sudden and said, wait a second, things are bad. Like inflation, I mean, they're trying to pass this Inflation Reduction Act. I'm calling it the Inflation Expansion Act.
Yes.
There's no way this is going to bring down inflation.
Literally nothing about this that reduces inflation. No. Every independent group that's looked at it has said the same thing. It's insane, but they lie. Oh man, here's a big shocker.
It's about climate change.
The left lies.
It's about climate change. They just want to throw a bunch of subsidies so everybody can buy an electric vehicle like Larry did. That was my favorite joke.
I do have an electric. I bought an American-made car.
I know you're lying so well.
Elon Musk.
You know.
But I didn't buy it to reduce carbon emissions. In fact, when I go home, I burn tires in my backyard to put more carbon into the air. It's my carbon offset is what I do.
Do you send like smoke signals to Elon Musk?
I do, and to Al Gore. Love that man. No, but to this, you're right. People are angry, they are upset, they are fed up, they feel like they have lost control of their own lives. They feel like they've lost control of how to raise their own children without the government intervening. But what I'm hearing here is, you know, there are a lot of politicians who are running for office, even some Republicans, who are just sort of playing prevent defense. They're like, oh, we're going to win in November, so let's not say anything. Here, they're saying things, and they're telling everyone here in the crowd, you give us the majority in November, here's what we're going to do. And
they're finally saying, we're going to go do investigations, we're going to go after Hunter, we're going to stop Biden's bad policies. I love it.
How about impeaching Joe? I mean, let's go. Hey.
That'd be great. We impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, too, the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Oh,
yes. So can I tell you my favorite panel?
Can you just say Alejandro Mayorkas again? I love it when her Cuban comes out.
Can I tell you what my favorite panel was?
Mine
was the best.
My panel was so good.
All right.
No one laughed at your panel.
They cried in my panel because it was so passionate. It was so amazing.
You know, my panel was so good because everyone cried.
Okay.
Says nobody. You know what do you think?
Stop it.
All right, it was emotional, I suppose.
All right, why don't you start?
There wasn't a dry seat in the house.
I did say that you guys had the cool kid panel. It was totally the cool kids.
No, but you tell better. Your panel wasn't.
No,
it was inspirational.
It was great. Can you please tell me, Larry, walk us through who was on your panel? What did you guys talk about?
All right, we had Lynn Patton, who is an absolute on fire dynamo.
We love her.
We got Rogan O'Handley, who is he makes me look tame. He is so
TC Drano.
TC Drano, and then talk about making me look tame. Kurt Schlichter. I mean, we almost burnt the stage down.
What was the moment and the panel that you were like, this is crazy. This is too much.
Well, when I can't even remember how
What's
bad
wrong
because
with
it was
you?
like it just cascaded over the 20 minutes. I mean, we got a standing ovation in the middle of our panel.
Okay, all right.
Standing
I got
ovation.
In the standing ovation. I think we got 2. We totally like we totally beat you. But you don't remember a moment? What's
But it
wrong
was
with
very
you?
fun. Well, I'm trying to. I don't know. It's all a
Okay,
blur.
I'll tell you my moment.
It was. Okay, guess what was your?
I
moment?
didn't watch your panel because we were right after.
I know
your panel,
she was right
but
after me.
We
set her panel up. If her panel worked, you always want a good lead-in, right?
True.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You were the lead-in.
You know, you're what's the group that starts before the main performer?
I don't like where this is
What
headed.
is it like? Like the warm-up group.
The warm-up. We were the warm-up.
Yeah, he was warm up back to my great panel. I had David Harris Jr., who is a rock star, and let me tell you, we kind of had a bonding moment because he came up to me and goes, "Do you know what questions you're going to ask? What are you thinking?" And I was like, "You know what? I kind of just really pray to the Holy Spirit and be like, just enlighten me with where you want me to take this."
Yeah.
And then he literally puts his hand on my shoulder and prays over me before the panel. And I was so literally just touched by that. It was so inspirational. And then...
See, I've been told not to put my hands on her safety at all times. It's a standing rule.
It is. Then we had Cassie Garcia, who's running for one of the congressional seats down in Texas against Henry Cuellar, which I was talking to Matt, and he basically, he said, look, she can totally win that race. She's married to a Border Patrol agent, has an incredible story, and is really fighting to protect the rights of the unborn and uphold our Constitution. She's just amazing.
And Yesli Vega. Can I talk about Yesli Vega?
Can I talk about Yesli Vega?
Because I've interviewed her like 20 times.
Stop it, but she's like my new best friend, and we're both Latinas.
She's running for the 7th Congressional District in Virginia.
No, keep going.
Oh, go ahead.
Keep going.
Against Representative Elaine Spamberger.
And let me tell you, she is
Abigail Spamberger. Sorry.
Powerful presence. She had people on their feet because it was just so emotional about how she, as a Latina woman, a Latino conservative, was going to make sure that she sends a very clear message that we love our country, we're going to protect our children, we're going to protect our borders, and we're going to stop the craziness from the left. It was remarkable.
Her family immigrated legally to this country. Isn't it sad that you have to qualify, make sure that you say legally, but she immigrated legally. She was in the military, she was a cop, and she's a county supervisor in Virginia, and now she's going to be going to Washington.
I'll tell you, she is the future of our party.
She's fantastic, and this is all part of the red wave that's coming, and it's not only winning these seats, but winning these seats with the right kind of candidates.
Yeah, we were talking about how the Democrat coalition is completely falling apart.
Yep.
It's the working American, it's the Hispanics, it's the Black Americans. Basically saying we've had enough with the Democrats. We don't want to be told what to do. And they're finding a home in the conservative movement. And we got to make sure that we keep them. And we got to make sure that we keep them part and active of what we're working on as well.
It's so important. And then that's what's happening here at CPAC. It's been great. And what we're going to keep bringing to you here, on American Uncanceled. Can I just ask you a question real fast? Because I'm worried about your butt.
My what?
Your butt.
That's a very personal story.
No, you know what I'm
I'll
talking about.
tell you the story really quick.
She's got...
No,
She literally has a pain in the butt, and it's not Matt this time.
It's a sting in the butt. So we have this thing, we call it the CPAC demon. Like a week before CPAC happens, it is literally like weird things that happen. So I had a bird crash into my windshield and die right in front of my eyes while I was driving. And then Matt and I got attacked by killer bees out at our farm, where I got stung about 15 times.
Where?
I'm not sharing where. It's so painful, I can't even tell you. It is so bad. Needless to say,
so they chased it. It
chased me
like in a cartoon when the bees are.
It was like AOC, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris. These killer bees.
The squad of bees.
The squad of bees chasing me. It was so horrible, and I'm not recovering.
Did Matt laugh? Matt was laughing, wasn't he?
Matt was so worried. He's like, run. So if you get chased by killer bees, don't stay there and swat them. That's bad. You have to run really fast because they can chase you over half a mile. That's the stuff that happens behind the scenes before the CPAC conference happens.
I mean, what a trooper, right?
Yeah.
All right. So your butt is fine.
Do
you need to stand up for the rest of the...
No, I'm good now. But all I can say, Larry, is that it's been great that you've joined. I'm going to change the topic really quickly.
Yeah, good idea.
It's great that you've been here with us. I think it's been a really powerful CPAC. I think everyone's ready for the midterms.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone's ready to figure out how we got to win in 2024. Yep. That is critical as well. And making sure that we win these local and state races so that these red states can be empowered to push back against this federal government.